shirt. This is definitely a girl shirt. All right, what is going on, guys? My name is Marc Samuels, and this is FanCastit's weekly roundup. We have been off for quite some time due to some health issues and also just be trying to do the thing and have a life. But that was boring, so I'm back. We have a couple of things to go through for this week's roundup, and a lot of stuff has happened. A lot of stuff that makes me talking about entertainment seem very inconsequential. But this is an entertainment show and not a political show, so we're not going to talk about the fact that the impeachment was not passed in the Senate. We're not going to talk about the coronavirus. We're not going to talk about Brexit going through. Jesus Christ, this world is... Oh, we're so f***ed. We are going to talk about the things that matter here. The things that matter for us and for you and for the viewers and whatever. Today we are going to talk about entertainment. Let's talk about the Grammys. God damn it. I thought we weren't doing politics. The Grammys happened.
And the Grammy goes to bad guy Billie Eilish.
And there's a lot to be proud of for the Grammys. I mean, for the first time in what I think is ever, we had two openly LGBT plus rappers that performed, and not only just performed, but had the best performances of the night. So TylertheCreator and Lil Nas X. Of course, all of this is old news now, but we haven't done an update in a while, so this is the sandwich of positivity that I'm trying to maintain on this channel. So I loved it. I loved everything about it. I loved how much fun Lil Nas X seemed to be having. He brought out Diplo and Billy Ray Cyrus and BTS. So that, yeah. And then he brought out Nas, the actual Nas. Nas seems to be having more fun than he's been having in years. So shout out to that. And TylertheCreator performed in what I think was the most perplexing and greatest Grammy performance I have ever seen. And it's just always fun to have somebody there that is gonna make old white dudes question everything. And I wanna be and I'm here for it. I'm here for it. There was screaming, there was singing, Boys to Men was there. It was all great. I loved every bit of it. So, all for that. What I was not for was, of course, the statements that I will allow TylertheCreator to say himself.
It sucks that whenever we, and I mean guys that look like me, do anything that's genre bending or that's anything, they always put it in a rap or urban category. Which is, and I don't like that urban word. It's just a politically correct way to say the N-word to me. So when I hear that, I'm just like, why can't we just be in pop?
To clarify, I am not against the statements that TylertheCreator said. This is something that I have been actually agreeing with and saying for years. This is just, it's so great to have rappers actually stand on their own and just kind of buck the system, even when they win an award. I know a lot of people are like, oh, well, you took your award and you seem pretty happy with your award. Yeah, well, it's still a kick in the teeth.
Half of me feels like the rap nomination was a backhanded compliment. My little cousin wants to play the game. Let's give him the unplugged controller so he could shut up and feel good about it.
You know what I mean? You can give him an award all you want, but still marginalization. Marginalization is still marginalization. I don't care how many trophies you give them and then pat yourself on the back for. But the real statement, I should say, came from Diddy. Check this out.
In the great words of Erykah Badu, we are artists and we are sensitive about our We are passionate. For most of us, this is all we got. This is our only hope. Truth be told, hip-hop has never been respected by the Grammys. Black music has never been respected by the Grammys to the point that it should be. So right now, this current situation, it's not a revelation. This thing been going on. And it's not just going on in music, it's going on in film, it's going on in sports, it's going on around the world. And for years, we've allowed institutions that have never had our best interests at heart to judge us. And that stops right now. I'm officially starting the clock. Y'all got 365 days to get this together. We need the artists to take back the control. We need transparency. We need diversity. This is the room that has the power to make the change that needs to be made. We decide what's hot. If we don't go, nobody goes. If we don't support, nobody supports. We control what's cool. We control what's hot. We control what your kids listen to, what they dance to. We control what's in video games. We control how they wear their pants. But it's going to take all of us to get this done. It's going to take the artists and executives to recognize their power. And I'm standing here today not to just bash y'all, because, as I said, y'all a non-profit organization. We just need to get it right.
Okay, so a lot to unpack there. Basically, this is something that I have been talking about forever, and this is something that I feel like a lot of rappers have agreed with. The Grammys does not care about rap music. They do not understand rap music, and it's one thing if they're just like, oh, well, the hip-hopper fad, they'll get over it. But it's not that they don't understand rap music as much as they don't respect it. They don't like it, and they especially don't respect, like, actual rappers. Because they seem fine with Macklemore and Post Malone, and they love them some Eminem. But anytime it's like actual rappers, they seem to have trouble finding their bearing. I've always joked about the fact that like Damian Marley and like Lizzo and like Cardi B and TylertheCreator and like Miguel can all be fighting for the same award at the Grammys, which makes no sense. They are not the same genre of music, like remotely. I don't understand it. They can find like a gajillion classifications for rock music, as they should, because rock music is diverse. You can't just call a bunch of things rock. I mean, you can, but you'd be stupid, you know what I mean? But for rap music, it's all just hipper hopper. I think that it's about time that we who are fans of the community and those who are in the actual community to start taking a hard stance against award shows like the Grammys. Yes, we can always go and have our own award shows, and yes, we can do our own thing, but the fact is that nobody is ever going to see it as prestigious as the Grammys. So the Grammys should fix up. And well, if you're gonna have rappers performing and headlining at your shows, people from the rap world, then you should probably start figuring out how to give them awards. I don't understand how Lizzo was not getting more awards than she got. I don't like Lizzo. Why am I defending Lizzo? But Lizzo dominated 2019. She dominated 2019 like how Cardi B dominated 2018. And the fact that she did not walk out of there with a literal wagon filled with trophies after what she did for the music industry in 2019 is a travesty. I don't care that Billie Eilish had the one song. It was a fun song. I love the song, but come on. All right, well, anyways, I would love to go more in depth about the Grammys, but I don't even have time for that because Jesus Christ, the Oscars.
Congratulations to those men. And finally.
Okay, so the Oscars are next week, and I've been going back and forth about whether I'm going to be even watching them or not. Our friend and co-host Sean has been informing me that I need to watch it because I have dragged him to all the Oscar viewings for movies that he hates and or doesn't care about. But I cannot stress this enough. Joker winning 11 nominations is absolute insanity and just so dumb. Yeah, it is personal opinion. But at the same time, this is a movie that would have been laughed out of the Academy like 5 years ago. They barely wanted to give an award to The Dark Knight, and they really didn't want to give an award to Black Panther, both of which are just objectively superior movies. But 11 nominations. Okay, it's not like it was a slow year. We just seem to have a year that really did not want to focus on talent and more wanted to focus on names. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, The Irishman, Ford vs. Ferrari, all good movies, definitely. We're looking at the movies that were nominated for Best Picture and Best Director as well, because Marty Scorsese, Quentin Tarantino, they were very male-centric films about very male problems. I don't even know how to say that with a straight face. There wasn't a whole lot of depth to those movies. Like, I feel like if you've seen Goodfellas and Casino and, you know, any other Martin Scorsese movie, then you've seen I've seen The Irishman, and I can tell you that you're not missing out on much. As far as Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, same deal. If you've seen a Quentin Tarantino movie, it's your typical Quentin Tarantino movie. It's not bad, but it's nothing innovative. I mean, shout out to the Academy for even recognizing a movie like Parasite, a movie that they were even trying to figure out whether it was going to go in as a foreign language film, but they thankfully put it as Best Picture because it is Best Picture quality. But what the hell does Greta Gerwig have to do to get a nomination for Best Director? Guys, she already proved herself with Lady Bird. She already did it. She came out with Little Women, and it blew everybody else's socks. Obviously, the Academy took note because there are Best Actress nominations, but no Best Director? Did the movie direct itself? I don't understand. There are some movies that definitely could have come off of that list, starting with Joker. Yeah, everything can be forgiven. Who decided that Eddie Murphy was not getting an Oscar anymore? Because I don't know when it is that happened. I thought he put out his best movie in like a very long time. And this is 2006 all over again, when they snubbed him for Dreamgirls, even though he definitely should have won. And now they're not even giving him the nomination for Dolomite Is My Name, which is just, come on. Oh, okay. It's fine. No, it's not fine. Where is Lupita Nyong'o?
Once upon a time.
Lupita Nyong'o's performance in Us was not only two different performances at the same time, which the Academy freaking loves when they do, but it was incredible. And I don't like horror, but you can't ignore Jordan Peele's work. You can't ignore his gangster. You just can't. And Lupita Nyong'o is one of the best working actresses in the business right now. I don't know what she has to do. How much more does she have to prove herself? This whole year is just a mess. Just a mess, just messy as hell. And I'm not even into the full in-depth coverage of this yet. You'll be seeing my play-by-play when we do get to the Oscars. You know, if the world lasts that long, we'll see. Anyways, we had more sad news this past week, actually, which is crazy. Two of my favorite shows just concluded. I guess it's not really sad if it's a really good conclusion, but The Good Place and BoJack Horseman did their final goodbyes. Yeah, it's a gorgeous ending to a great show, and I don't know a single person that seems to be upset with it. Same goes for The Good Place. I'm certain people will catch up when they catch up, but yeah, this show, man, these shows were a big part of the 2010s, even though they showed up in the latter half of it. And it's so good to see when a show actually gets to conclude on its own terms the way it should. And the creators of both BoJack and The Good Place are geniuses. Everybody who's involved with both of those shows are going to have work forever. So it's not really sad news. It's more bittersweet. I'm sorry to see it go, but I'm glad that it didn't end up like, Game of Thrones. So that's a good thing. All right, so I promised I would keep it short today, and I am going to keep it short. So anyways, that's all I got for the news today. Hey, I hope your week is awesome. I hope that you accomplish everything that you want to accomplish. And I hope that the world brings us much better news so I don't have to put on this fake smile for the camera. All right, I've been Marc Samuels. I will see you guys at the Oscars.